Hey guys, hopefully you can hear me all right. I just want to make sure that I get a few minutes with you guys today. Have you heard what Steve Ocean has been quoting about the uh, the health crisis that we're in, men? The biggest problem for health right now is being a man. Today, I want to show you what you can do with just a tiny little object. Tennis ball's awesome, but you could use any kind of tiny small object. And 10 or 15 minutes a day. Just something to get you started with a new outlook and outcome for your health. Guys, I'm Coach John, and I'm really pleased to be with you here today. I'm really glad for this opportunity to share some ideas with you. I was in the Mr. Universe competition 30 years ago. I spent my entire life working in teaching and personal training and health coaching. So that's what I've done my entire life. That's what I do full time. I love to help men transform mentally, physically, emotionally. And I think that happens within each and every single man. Each and every single man can do that, but they just have to start to make that a priority in their life. They have to start to lead with health as a priority in their life. You know, if you don't have your health, you aren't going to be able to take care of your partner or your family. We've got to really put our health first in our life. And this tends to happen, unfortunately, a little later in our life, beyond 40 or 50. Hopefully, we can start to take a little preventative health approach to our life rather than kind of letting our health just take care of itself until it breaks, until something breaks down. Then maybe we're going to make it a priority. This is the problem with masculine health. We're not taking care of our health on a daily basis. We need to daily, incrementally make an investment in ourselves, men. There's a crisis going on. Today is going to be a crisis intervention for masculine health. I've just got a few ideas that I first want to frame up before we begin our little practice today. I'm talking about natural, holistic health prevention and therapy. Solutions that are naturally available for every single man. We can all do these things. Herbal based, plant based solutions, solutions that come from God, guys, solutions that come from creation, whatever that is for you. And they come from life. They come from life. And I want you to get into that sort of thought process on a daily basis. Start thinking about a bigger picture than the problem that we're stuck in. Even if we're stuck in a health problem, we got to get out of the problem today. At the root of all health problems is an inflammation. There's an inflammation in the body, whether it's pain in your body, weight gain, sleep problems, energy metabolic problems, whatever it is, hormonal problems, digestive problems, elimination problems, mood problems. It's all coming from the same place, guys. I just want to level with you. I've done my research and I've seen it in the practice for 35 years in the field, and it's mucus, guys. Beyond 40, beyond 50, it's toxicity. It's drugs and chemicals that are built up in the body over a lifetime of overindulgence and gluttony. It's parasites, yeast, fungus, gut bacteria out of balance. It's imbalance within the body. The root cause is an inflammatory waste, a mucus that's made at the cellular level within every single cell, a mucus that's made to try to wash out the cell, to clear out the cell. But when this mucus dries and forms a hard paste or cement in the body, it locks the body, creates pain in the body. It happens at the cellular level, at the level of the lymphatic system. This is the lymph nodes. It's your immune system. It's your fluids of your immune system. It's your fluids. It's your gases. It's the lightest part of you. It's the feeling body. It's your feelings and sensations, the way you're feeling. It's inflammation. It's inflammation in your body. And this crisis, men, it's coming from a big part food, drink, drug, food, and substance. But I'm going to include in this group food, drug, sex. These are all things that men tend to get out of balance with overindulgences, obsessions, cravings, addictions, bad habits, vices, pornography. I want to talk about how we can rebalance ourselves and rebalance and reflect a greater balance in all these parts of our life: food, drug, sex. We want to see this part of our life come back into balance. I want to work on this part of your life. I want to try to curb and adjust this part of your life, bring it back into balance. It's driving you out of balance. It's feeding and fueling your imbalance. It's throwing off your relationships. It's throwing off your relationships with yourself, the way you think about yourself, your value, your self-worth. It's changing the way you feel about yourself, whether you think you're good or you're bad, your identification with your role as a provider of your family, whether you think you're doing a good enough job there or not, the way you think about yourself, your relationships with yourself, and this is affecting the way you are relating to the others, your partner, your spouse, your children, your siblings, your parents, your friends, your colleagues, your boss. It's affecting your work, it's affecting your money, your relationship with career and money, your work family balance, your relationships. When millionaires are dying and they're asked what's the most valuable part of your life and what's the most important part of your life, inevitably they don't say the money and the material things, they say the quality of my relationships. It shows up in our relationships. The way that we're thinking, the way that we're feeling is showing up in our relationships. It's affecting our relationships. It's affecting our health. This is where our health appears in our relationships, our career, and our health is our wealth and our loving relationships, our happiness. The cornerstone is that health, and we've got to work on it. But I got to tell you, the body heals itself if we can get our mind out of the way. The body knows the way to health. So the mind doesn't know the way. I tell you, a lot of people will try to tell you that they know all about how the health is. This is the thought process that we have, that the doctor can help, can heal us, but really that's not the case. The doctor doesn't know everything about your health, and the doctor's methods of using a chemical or drug is not natural or in balance either. So I want to try to get away from the way that we have been doing our health and sort of start to be preventative and take our health into our own hands on a daily basis. What am I doing today about my health mentally, physically, emotionally? How am I framing myself up for the day that way? How am I thinking and speaking, eating and drinking today to make sure that I'm creating health? So I'm always sort of thinking and speaking about what I want to create. I'm speaking in the affirmative. The body heals itself if I can get the fearful, worried, anxiety, thought process out of the way. If I can put down the fight or flight of the day, the worries of being a provider, and start to focus on what I want to create, if I can change my focus from the problem to what I want, where I want to go today. The body heals itself if I can get the mind or the thinker out of the way. We've got to know self. That idea, know thyself, is a couple thousand years old. It's an ancient idea. It's a self awareness idea. It's an idea that's fallen from Western society a little bit, that's gotten a little bit obsessed with production and accomplishment and goals and success, and has left a little bit of being, like being okay with what's here today, being present and aware with what's here so that I can move the negative maybe that's here today out of me today so it's not there tomorrow. If we kind of always leave it and we never deal with it, it never goes away. It's like we've got to recognize that we are a thinking, feeling, breathing being that has free will, choice. In every single moment, we get to choose if we are the thinker or the feeler, which one we want to be. And we can think a different way about the way that we're feeling, and we can feel a certain way, and we can act in another. So we can adjust our thoughts and our feelings, and we can identify with our thoughts or our feelings. If we want to move beyond our lack and our limitation, whatever block that we have, whether that's with our health, our wealth, or our relationship, if we can drop out of thought and drop down into feeling, then we can start to make some change. We can start to accept what's here today. We can move it out that way. We can forgive ourselves. We can forgive others this way. We can learn how to do this. It comes from self awareness, it comes from breathing, it comes from presence, and being aware of our breath. The next thing I want to talk to you about is sleep, guys. Sleep beyond 40 and 50, sleep's becoming a problem. A lot of men are getting medicated for their sleep. I know myself, I was medicated for my sleep for a number of years, for 5 years. It's a problem. Men having a problem uh, falling asleep, or men having a problem staying asleep. It's stress, it's emotion stuck in the body. There's a block in the body. Emotions are getting stuck. Energy. Emotions are energy that's stuck in the body at the physical level, at the cellular level. It's feelings, it's stress, it's getting bound up in the body. I tell you, the body heals when we sleep. And if we're not sleeping correctly or properly or balanced, then the body's not going to be healing. It's going to create problems along the way with our health. So, what do we do when we sleep? It's a simple question, but really think about it for a second. The body heals when I sleep. When I sleep, what do? I close my eyes. I soften my gaze. I'm not focused on the eyes. I'm softening. I'm focusing on my feeling or my breathing. I'm not thinking. I'm identifying with breathing and feeling. It's like a stillness in the body, closing of the eyes, a stillness of the body, a focus on breathing, and then a feeling of deep peace. That ease that we get when we're sleeping, that's when the body cleanses itself and recategorizes itself and reorganizes itself. And the conscious and the subconscious mind entwine, and it feels divine, it feels peaceful and loving, right? We need to sort of put that feeling into our day. That's like a connecting with the subconscious, and that's where all health happens. It happens in the autonomic nervous system, it happens subconsciously, it happens without thought. The body does it all the time. It manages your breathing and your blood pressure and your digestion and your elimination and your body temperature. Your body's always taking charge of your health and keeping equilibrium and homeostasis within your body. The body does that naturally. It balances itself. Like we have to learn how to manage the equilibrium within the cell by changing the gases, the oxygen, the hydrogen, the nitrogen, the carbon, the electrolytes within the body. This all has to do with our food, our substance, our intake, our ingestion of elements. We've got to work with that subconscious mind. We've got to work that subconscious reprogramming into our day. We've got to work it into our day by getting present because that's where health is. That's where the subconscious is always managing all of these things. It's in the present. Health is always present. Health is a natural balance or a homeostasis or an equilibrium that the body naturally returns to if we treat the body naturally and get the worry, panic, anxiety out of the way today. It's like take a moment in your day where you're not thinking about worrisome things. Get away from the desk. We're sitting stuck at the desk, guys. Inactivity is the beast. We're stuck at the desk. We're sitting and it's trapping energy in the hips. It's our root energy, it's our sexual energy, it's the energy that's in our pelvic floor. It's got to come up and be released out into our life positively, constructively, creatively. It's got to flow through the body. We got to get back into flow in our body. The body's been pinched off because we're sitting too much. The psoas muscle, the hip flexors have gotten tight. We've lost the ability to hinge in the hips, gentlemen. Energy is stuck in the hips. The neck is jutting forward from too much at the computer, too much at the device, too much watching the TV, too much eating, sleeping with the pillow, high pillow. The neck is jutting forward. We've got tension and stress across the neck and shoulders. It's emotion stuck in the body. It's blocking the body. It's creating a blockage of energy in the body. It's a oxygen debt in the body. It's creating sickness, illness, and disease in the body. It's inactivity. It's creating a blockage of carbon dioxide within the body. It's creating pain. It's causing weight gain. It's at the root of everything that's blocking you. And there's things that we can do. We need to get active, and I want to show you today just how you can do that very simply if you've been out of it for any length of time. we really need to kind of get out of our thinker, get into our feeler, get present, get aware of ourselves and where we're going, and get an optimistic, hopeful view for the day. I tell you, the body follows the brain. So if I can change it in my brain, I can change it in my body. I tell you, the brain follows the eyes. Where the focus goes, the energy flows. So where the focus goes, the energy follows. Like the brain follows, it's wired to your eyes, it's ocular motor. This is the fascia, the tissues of your eyes. I tell you, there's a big mucus maker in your upper diaphragm, the face, head, and neck. It's your nose, it's your sinus, and it's affecting your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your teeth, your hearing, your vision. It's your sinus problems. The real root and the starting point of your sickness, illness, and disease is right here. And it comes from your brain and your lymphatic vessels and your lymph nodes of your brain becoming clogged up with mucus and mess and inflammation and waste. We can clear it with some maneuvers up here in the face. Today, I just want to start with like a fascia opening, ocular motor fascia opening activity for your eyes. If we want to get up in our life with our health, our wealth, and our relationships, first thing we got to do is we got to look. The brain follows the eyes. Let's take a logical approach to open up the brain, open up the mind for the day for health. Let's move towards health and recognize that it starts with a healthy thought in mind. Just turning my clock on so we've got like a 30-second chime here, just so I don't lose track of time and what it is that I'm doing. I want to change the focus. I want to get out of the problems of the day. I want to stop focusing on what's wrong. I want to get out of the past. What's wrong right now is a result of how I was thinking in the past. Today's a brand new day. I'm starting something fresh and new. I'm getting healthy. I'm starting to move in a new direction with my health. I'm going to start by opening myself up physically, mentally, emotionally today by getting present with my body and my feeling rather than identifying with the story that I normally identify with every single day. I want to let go of the story and drop down into the body. I'm just going to focus on my breathing. I'm going to try to breathe through my nose for a minute or two. I want to work on my extension in my spine. I want to open up my neck, my shoulders, and my head. I want to breathe fully and deeply. I want to inflate the diaphragms of the body. I want to change the gases at the cellular level through pressure in the body. Changing the pressure by changing the breath, breathing deeply and filling the body with oxygen and hydrogen from an inspired, hopeful vision for the day. I am getting healthy. Just inhale, extend, exhale, bend over. Keep your eyes on the ball. To get up, you got to first look up. Bend over, extend, flex over, and right back, extend. Right over, flex over, bend over, open up the joints of your spine, exhale over. Inhale as you rise up. Connect your movement to your breathing. Exhale as you flex over and shrink your diaphragm. Close your lungs, narrow your lungs. Inhale as you open up your lungs, fill your body with pressure and gas, oxygen. You're changing the chemistry inside of your body. You have the power to do that in any given moment with a decision that you can make right now to focus on your movement and your breath, your vision. So working on my spine, right? If I've got my spine open and free, the energy can flow up through the center of me and move out into my life that way. If I've got my spine moving freely, then I'm going to be happy, healthy, pain-free movement for the day. You know, all day long, you're going to have to bend over and pick things up. That's just how life is. Like, we want to sort of get our movement program, our health and wellness for the day to include like just general movement that the body can do. We want to be able to move the body like an athlete. We want to get back to our athleticism, our coordination, our balance. We want to put those things back into our day, naturally practice them, and they'll get better. The next one, I'm just going to put one leg in front of the other. I'm going to continue to work on my bend and extend. I want to bend and extend my whole body, all the joints of my body, and I'll keep working with my eye, my focus, and my breathing. Right over, bend, right up, extend. Just dropping into my legs, and I'm picking up and coming up into my chest and shoulders and spine. I'm working through my core, the muscles up and down the front and back of my spine. Inhale up through the nose. Exhale over on the way down through the nose if you can. Breathing through the nose. Just getting present with my body, my feeling, rather than identifying with my thought process, my mind. Just connecting to my movement, being present. Same thing on the other side. I'm just going to switch other leg forward, drop it into my lower body, into my leg strength, coming right up through my core, working along the front and back of my spine, bending and extending in my spine. Just moving through the range of motion, just a little repetitive action or practice, physical and mental practice, the body opens up a little bit more and more with each repetition. Exhale over. Inhale up, connecting to movement and breath. Just being present with yourself physically and how you're feeling through your whole body, just breathing into your entire body. Awesome. So got myself moving, got myself breathing, changing the hormones in my body, changing the brain chemistry. I'm turning myself on for the day. I'm changing my focus. I'm shifting my weight. I'm changing my awareness from what's been going on and putting it on what I want to go on. I am getting healthy today. Just making a decision for myself and my health. Speaking over myself in the affirmative. Thinking and speaking about what I want to create, where I'm going, right? The, the brain follows the eyes. I want to open up the eyes. I want to open up the periphery. I'm going to hold the ball in my right hand, just sinking into my legs a little bit. So I'm active in the thighs. I'm active in the core, drawing the belly, squeeze down below in the pelvic floor, all your elimination organs, your kegels. And give it a good little squeeze there. I'm going to hold that out in my right hand. So now my shoulder is working, my arm, it's body awareness of yourself. My eye is going to be on my ball. And turn my head. But I'm going to try to keep my eye on the ball. Even though I turn my head, try and see if I can focus still on the ball. I'm working on my peripheral vision. If you can see really well all around you, this will create some peace and ease within the body, within the being. Turn your head, inhale through the nose. So in about a minute, working on one side, I'll feel my shoulder. I've worked on the eye on that side. Same thing on the other side. Going to move to the other shoulder. Nice deep breaths calm down the body. They allow emotion, stress to be moved through the body. Inhale through my nose as I turn to one side. Exhale through my nose as I return my head. Breathing through the nose fills up the pressure in the head and neck and shoulders. We want to release the weight of the world that we hold in our shoulders. So a little bit of strengthening for the whole body, a little bit of bending and extending, a little bit of rotating at the head, neck, shoulders. I want to try to put some balance in. Balance draws in the core. Balance draws in our inner awareness. Like you've got to turn on your inner eye and listen to what your body's telling you within yourself to balance. This is what I want to draw you into yourself, into your body with some balance and some focus with my eye. I'm going to try to take my knee high as best I can and try to keep myself focused on the ball and try to take my toe high in the back as I carry the ball to the floor and try to keep my eye on the ball and try to take my knee nice and high. I'm trying to breathe with them. See if I can inhale as I climb up and exhale as I reach back. Same thing on the other side. You have one side better than the other. It's okay. It's a practice. I'm practicing. That's how I get better. I'm working on myself. I am getting better. I am good. I am getting better. A little bit of balance, a little bit of strength, a little bit of length in the body. And how about something, put it all together, just something a little bit explosive, a little bit of bouncing or jumping. I'm just going to take the ball down and right up. All right, guys, just a short little introduction to brain and body balancing with Coach Sean. I do strength and length and change nutrition physical, mental, emotional, physical, all aspects of strengthening. I do all of that. But today we just did a little introduction. If you like Coach John, then you just type more Coach John down there in the chat. And I will be back. I promise, guys. Have yourself a super awesome, terrific day. And men, make your health a daily priority. Have yourself a super awesome, terrific day.